2. And we're into the second match. And it's women's doubles. Zhang Shuxian and Zheng Yu, the 5th seeds from China, take on Japanese pair Reina Miyaura and Ayako Sakuramoto. So the bracket here for the women's doubles looks like this, with everyone looking, I suppose, to avoid Chen Fan as long as possible. An all-Chinese quarter-final in that part of the draw. So, looking at the head-to-head here between these two pairs. Met 3 times in 2023, and it's a Japanese pair that edged proceedings. Their last meeting in the Kumamoto Masters Japan, our home tournament. They won that pretty comfortably in straights, just under 50 minutes. Change of ends here before we have a little warm-up and then action to get underway shortly. In the meantime, I'll tell you a little bit more about these players. So, Zhang Shuxian is 24. 169 centimeters tall for southwestern China in Sichuan, ranked 7th in the world, and just about half a year ago was as high as 2nd with current partner. Of course, they got a bronze medal at the World Champs last year. Our partner Zheng Yu is 27, taller at 175 centimeters. Zhang Shuxian is also a former girls doubles bronze medalist, and they have won both their earlier matches with ease. They have also won 5 titles together. Sorry, 3 titles together, I should say. That was the Australian Open in 2022, the Hilo Open last year, as well as the Kumamoto Masters Japan. Reina Miyaura is 28, 162 centimeters tall from Saitama near Tokyo, 14th in the world, not far away from her best, which was in July of last year. Her partner is 28, 166 centimeters tall from the south of Japan in Fukuoka. And the two of them have also won 3 titles together. The Canada Open, the Super 100 tournament in 2022. And they have beaten compatriots twice now. That's a great result there against Matsuyama and Shida, with 4th seeds. Took them an hour to do it, went to 3. They won the Swiss Open last year, Super 300, and another Super 300, the All-Your Masters. When you look at that head-to-head, they've done well to have a winning head-to-head against the top 10 pair. Well, I'm glad to say, joining me in the commentary position straight off the training session, Kirsty Gilmore is with us. Fabio Betto also joins us, the Italian umpire. And he has Mohammad Aizat Rusli accompanying him as the service judge. Kirsty, Happy New Year. Great to have you back in commentary with us.
Happy New Year. Happy to be here.
How have things been for you?
Good. It's been an okay tournament for me, actually. It's been nice to be back on the tour. I had a massive 3 weeks at home.
That's quite a big thing, isn't it?
Yeah.
3 weeks.
It's the longest I've had since August.
Oh, wow.
So, yeah, really took advantage of it. Had a couple of nice days off, but not too many. Had a nice time with family over Christmas.
Good.
And here we are.
Sakuramoto, Japan. And on my left, Zhang Sushan and Zheng Yu, China. Zhang Sushan to serve to Ayako Sakuramoto. Level. Play.
Here we go then. Zhang to serve. So how have you found the conditions here of Kirsty over the last few days?
Varying each day.
Yeah.
I think there's so many factors to take into account here. The sheer size of this arena, the amount of people in supporting and spectating. But my experience on this court too, on my first day here, we were looking at a drift going right to left as we look at it here.
Right.
So anything that the Chinese would be playing down the... I assume both Japanese players are right-handed. No, we've got a lefty. Anything the Chinese players would be playing down the right-hand line would be drifting back into court. In my experience a couple of days ago. We'll see if it's the same today. And then, however, I was on at the opposite end of the hall for my second match, and it was, let me think about it, let me get myself orientated. It was coming in the opposite way.
Oh, God.
So, real tricky stuff.
You really have to, I mean, you have to be really on it, don't you?
It really melts your brain. It really gets you. It's just another element to have to contend with. Really nicely pushed into the net there. Didn't manage to get a clean hit on it though.
No. Yeah, so, you know, when you've got to take all that into account, there's a lot going on, isn't there?
Yeah, it's and it's kind of where you choose to put your priorities. Are you going to prioritize the hall and how it's playing and the conditions? Or are you going to kind of let that be?
Focus on your own thing.
Focus on your own thing, or focus on your opponent's strengths and weaknesses. Or are you going to try and do kind of combo of both?
Wow. Yeah.
If you really want to melt your brain. So it is tough out there. I find the aircon, people adapt to it better as the tournament goes on. And also, I think whoever the god of aircon is figures it out a bit better as we go on as well. And the conditions become a bit more fluent as we go. But both pairs trying to kind of figure it out in this match so far.
That's what we kind of always see in those first few points, aren't they?
Yeah.
They're just feeling each other out, and as you say, you know, I think we also see sometimes the conditions change hour to hour.
Absolutely.
A door open here, or a, you know, curtain open there. Who knows?
Yeah.
A new draft comes in. A
new kind of group of the crowd section fills up, and that's body heat pushing in, and it's.
I mean, I'm looking at it now, and I think I'm right in probably saying this is about as full as it's been, because now the upper tiers of this venue have got a lot of people, which I haven't noticed before.
Yeah, the nosebleeds are real filling up there, the gods.
So, again, that's a different permutation, isn't it?
Definitely.
Zhang and Zheng at the moment with a 2-point lead, now down to 1.
Really nice bringing that shuttle across. Most players will go down the middle there. That's quite a standard place to hit. It's quite a safe zone. And she's chosen to come right across Zhang.
Service over, 6-4.
Miyaura there. A bit frustrated. Flick serve didn't work there.
It's over. 5.
Really well
6.
placed in that inside hip as well. Yeah.
Yeah, for the Chinese pair last year, 33 wins, 13 defeats. And that Kumamoto Masters Japan, and before that, the Hilo Open back-to-back wins.
Service over.
Quarterfinals, the Denmark Open, semis of the World Champs. They lost to Chen Qingqin and Jay Fan. Perhaps unsurprisingly, quarters of the Australian Open, semis of the Korea Open, quarters of the Indonesia Open, Singapore Open, we got to the semis, quarters of the Swiss Open and the India Open, and the semis of the All England and Malaysia Open. So very, very decent year.
For your averages to be quarters and semis, that's pretty good.
6-7.
That'll put you in the top 10.
Correct, absolutely. For Miyaura and Sakuramoto, 33 wins, 15 defeats. So a very similar record to their opponents. Didn't go quite as deep in tournaments. Only 1 point in this one, though. Oh, the placement on that, a lot of court to play with. Into that corner.
7-all.
That's nice.
Sakuramoto, wonderfully done.
Sakuramoto with that left hand. That maybe wouldn't have been possible for a right-handed player, but she's just so open in that forehand, and she's just able to pull it across into that rear corner. It's the joys of a lefty-righty combo.
Absolutely. It's highly sought after. 37 shots that rally. So we saw in the previous match quite a number of shots going a little long there, so just wondering whether there's something a little new here on this end.
Yeah, when we were practicing, we found in rally it's can be quite slow. It's actually just a lot of air in here. I don't know if that makes sense, but there's just a lot of air in here. So overhead shots aren't really tending to go out the back, but on those kind of more flat lefts like that, just those ones that you try and kind of poke through and poke to the back line, those are really carrying.
They carry, right.
Yeah. So if you can get a little bit of height on it, it'll find that air and it'll hang up a little bit. But those kind of poke through ones, they're difficult to feel out.
I recall the last time you and I commentated together at the Hong Kong Open, there was all sorts of things going on there as well with the drift, wasn't it?
Yeah, that's a notoriously fun.
I think it was kind of channeled through, if I'm not mistaken.
Fun in inverted commas hall to play in.
So this is not as probably as extreme as that. Am I right in saying that?
No, okay. I wouldn't say so. It's a bit more consistent. The drift is there, but it's consistently there. Whereas Hong Kong, you're hitting pockets, you're hitting swirls, you're
makes it interesting, eh?
You're clipping a vortex, Oh. Crazy things can happen in the Hong Kong hall. Crazy things can happen too here. We've had some great results from some underdogs, so-called underdogs today. And almost Yo Jamin
almost beating.
Almost took
Anse Young
out just on the court next to us here. She's had a great tournament.
Yeah. That one really will stick in the mind.
Absolutely. I'm going to watch that back. That's my first round next week.
Ah, here we go in India.
Yep. And Yamaguchi versus Wang Ziman is my first round in Indonesia.
Hold out,
so lots to watch.
Ayako-san, wait for the line call.
So if you hear, if Kirsty's gone a bit quiet, it's because she's busy scribbling some notes down. Oof, oh, wide on that one.
It's over.
As we go into the interval here with the
interval.
Japanese pair just ahead, 11-10 in the first game.
Court 2, 20 seconds. Court 2, 20 seconds. Coaches, return to your chairs. Eleven, 10, play.
So pretty even at the moment, just the 1 point in it.
That's good speed on the net. Dig that one out in the backhand and then be overhand at the net.
Oh, lovely. Lovely play from Miyaura.
12, 10.
That's nice. She's really taking control of this first rally. I don't know if that's maybe what they talked about in the interval with the coach, to really step up. That's
30,
nice.
10.
Early in the mid-court. Really step up, take charge, don't be too passive. And if that was the chat, then it's working.
It's working so far. 3 points ahead now.
Defense.
Kept it alive.
That's nice. You can see the Japanese players are able to play onto that back line, hitting towards where we're sitting here. There's good control that you can get coming this way. We see the shuttle just kind of, well stepped in. I'm going to say this shuttle just kind of curving back into court. There was a couple of shots down that left-hand sideline that
Service over.
may have looked like they were going out,
13.
but this one, potentially, you see that left to right curve.
Thank you.
Talked about the good record of the Chinese last year. Look at the Japanese pair. They won the Swiss Open, quarters of the Spain Masters, won the Orleans Masters, quarters of the Indonesia Open and the Canada Open, semis of the Australian and China Opens, quarters of the Hong Kong semi-masters at the Kumamoto Masters Japan, where they actually lost to, sorry, the semis, they lost to this pair. It's also a pretty good year for them. That's nicely done. But it's interesting that the Chinese pair, high ranked, had a very good year in 2023, and yet the Japanese pair have got a winning record against them, and they played all 3 matches last year. So
yeah,
I can give them some a real boost, some confidence here.
Definitely. It's interesting just how form plays a part in that, but also just like style matchup. Oh, just missed that back line there. Just the matchup of styles might just not be suited to the Chinese, but I'm sure they've done their homework, and I'm sure they're pretty prepared for this match, so they'll be wanting to rectify that head-to-head record, I would imagine. Oh, that's well placed.
Really nice, isn't it?
Miyaura did well to shut down that net, so he couldn't play it straight. But Zhang's just managed to guide that cross. It's good vision.
In terms of quarterfinals last year,
thank you.
Japanese pair got to 9 of them, won 5. Chinese pair got to 12 and 1-7. Slightly better there. Having been behind for quite some time, they're now extending their lead. Zhang and Zheng.
I feel like they've really turned on the power. Power from the back and placement from the front. When we were seeing the players' stats, I couldn't believe that Zhang was 1.75 meters. That's a tall lady.
It's tall.
Oh, you see that right-hand shoot that the shuttle took just before it landed on the ground.
14-15.
After their kind of aggressive first 2 or 3 points in this half of the game start, I was going to say the Japanese have found themselves on the defence a bit more, but they've just been on the attack for most of that rally, so I'll be quiet.
Service
No,
over.
but that was well worked from them. Just a shame
14.
it wasn't able to execute that final shot there.
You
It would
feel
have
that
been nice.
they're maybe trying to switch it up a bit?
Potentially, yeah. I think the Chinese are just doing a very good job of forcing them back, using that power. So fewer players bringing back the forehand serve in doubles.
Yeah, I've noticed that more and more.
Interesting. Oh, see, that was a really nice setup
Again.
from Miyaura to go. She went cross court
17
to Zheng
40.
to open up her partner's left hand, and then just the execution of that last one. But the idea was nice.
Solid one, wasn't it?
Yeah.
A couple of unforced errors there for the Japanese pair. They're now trailing by 3.
Then you serve quickly. Yeah.
Always interested to see what people's serve codes are when they hold the shuttle behind the
Yes.
back.
A one could mean something completely different.
Yeah.
Service
For
over.
Or,
15.
each partnership has their
17.
different
Yeah.
Thank you.
code.
well, they're defending for their lives there for a bit, the Chinese.
Service
There's
over.
definitely that frustration running through this
18.
Japanese pair from
15.
time to time.
It's that wave of power coming from Zheng and Zhang. Hard to escape.
22 quarterfinals they've been together as a pair, won 14 of them. Yeah, Sakuramoto still fairly new.
Service over.
Still within this. This is still very tight. It's 2 or 3 point difference. Still could go either way.
Absolutely. It's the nature of doubles. It's just such fine margins, and singles, I suppose, but especially in doubles when you're having those tight exchanges at the net, in the mid-court. Oh, it's well placed.
Oh, it's in. It's good.
Service over. 19-16.
This has been a fairly quick first game, hasn't it?
Yeah, we haven't seen many long, grueling rallies.
Right.
It's
Not many clears.
No, I think it's partially down to the conditions,
Yep.
and I think it's partially down to the styles that each of these pairs want to play. I don't think they want to engage in those really long rallies. I think they're taking a couple more risks to really put that power play
17.
rather than
19.
the dragging it out play.
Like playing an attritional style and hoping for something to happen.
Exactly. let's call it proactive. They're
Yes.
both playing proactively. Oh,
That's set up 3 game points now for the Chinese.
Service over.
I mean, it'll be interesting to see now
20
when we
game
have a
point.
swap of ends as well, to see
17.
how they approach it.
yeah. There has been, I don't know if it's extreme amount of 3-set matches. Not as many as last year, I would say. I think last year it was particularly endy.
Yes.
Yeah, I remember I played second game on the Tuesday morning.
Game.
And I'll finish that anecdote after the break.
We'll come back to that, exactly. Thank you, Kirsty. And
First
it's
game won by
21-17 to
Zhang
Zheng
and Zheng Yu,
against
21-17.
Miyaura and Sakuramoto.
Court 2, 20 seconds. Court 2, 20 seconds. Zhang, they are back. Thank you. Second game. Level. Play.
Right, so Zhang and Zheng have that lead. We have got a change of ends. We talked about how relatively quick that first game was and fairly aggressive styles. Let's see how it is now in the second game. Oh, and we will finish the story as well from Kirsty about last year.
Yeah, last year the aircon on the first day, I was second match on the first day, and my goodness, it was endy, as we would say. So coming towards where we're sitting here, if you just touch the shuttle, it was flying out the back.
Right.
And from the side that the Japanese are on right now, if you were hitting with them, it was you had to muster all of your strength to get on that back line. It improved in the days afterwards when I did some commentary, and there seemed to be some normal badminton matches going on. But yeah, I didn't manage to survive Busanan on that occasion. But hey, we live to tell the tale.
Yes.
Over.
I'd say we're off to an equally aggressive
I was
start.
going to say, no change here.
No.
Yeah.
And I do notice with the Japanese pair, because it's a righty-lefty combo, I notice Miyaura, the righty, hitting cross on her forehand so that it opens up her partner's left hand, and vice versa. Sakuramoto, with her left hand in her forehand, is hitting cross court to open up Miyaura's forehand, which is smart from them.
Yep, complementing each other nicely. You need to pull this game back. Oh, that's a good shot. It was set up from there, wasn't it?
Absolutely.
3-2.
This is the shot. Sakuramoto. Yeah, they're stepping in, they're looking to play their shots. Great to see.
4-2.
Everyone's looking to play aggressively here.
Absolutely. A little regroup from Zhang and Zheng.
Not much you can do about that.
Absolutely not.
Service over. 3-4.
In my experience on the first day here this year, I played on this court, and attack where the Japanese pair are right now, attacking towards the Chinese was much more potent than the Chinese hitting towards the
This was sort of the
Japanese.
preferred end.
Yeah.
Gotta say, this is, I hesitate to use the word refreshing, but
Service over.
it is nice to see sort of this aggression, this proactiveness, if I may.
Typical Japanese style is, like you say, that war of attrition. Put up a brick wall.
Yeah.
And good luck getting through. But this is aggressive. It's proactive.
When you're playing a higher-ranked pair, perhaps you've got to do something a little bit different, I guess.
I think so. Yeah. And they'll have the 3 wins in the head-to-heads. They'll look back at that, take the good bits.
Right.
And build their plan from there. You've got to re-plan every single match that you do, because your opponent's not stupid. They're going to change. If they lost, they're going to have to change something.
Right.
So you either take your strengths and make them super strengths, or you look at what they might change, which is a bit of like a bluff way to play it, I suppose.
So it's ball goal.
False serve.
Too high.
Great return.
Service over. 6-4. The shot too high. When you that's too high.
Yeah, just explaining that. Now, was that? I don't understand what you're saying, or I can't believe you called it.
Play.
Tough to say.
The umpire having to explain it.
Oof. Service over. 5-6.
Just made it over.
Take that luck when you can get it.
Hussein and Zhang have played 5 Japanese pairs in quarterfinals before. They've won 3 of the 5. Just won in their last 3. The Japanese pair, conversely, in quarterfinals, they've played 4 Chinese pairs and won 3 out of 4. That's a pretty good record.
Not many people that have a 3 out of 4 record against Chinese pairs.
Impressive.
What's the one that they lost? Do you know?
One they lost was in the quarterfinals of Spain Masters last year. Chong Feng Hui and Du Yu.
It's over. 7-6.
And it was also going back to what you were talking about earlier, that perhaps their style, the Chinese might find it a little tricky against.
Perhaps.
Let's see if that's borne out in their overall record. They've got a winning record against Chinese pairs, 7 out of 12. So there's clearly something in that.
Yeah. It's all tied up in this one. It's close. Ooh.
8-7.
Had a bit of annoyance with herself. Again, that cross smash, but Zhang was able to turn it back cross, kind of counter it with a cross.
Service over. 8-0.
Cross looking for that forehand of partner. They managed to make something of it.
Zhang and Zheng have played 15 Chinese pairs prior to this in all rounds and won 10 of the 15. So good record against Japanese players overall. Just trying to maybe counter-punch there. They're doing a lot of defending, aren't they, the Chinese?
Absolutely, yeah. I think Japanese pair are doing a good job of mixing up the steepness of their attack as well. They're not just going with pure power. They've been going for some more sticks, more slices, and then when they've got Zheng and Zhang tied up, they're going for the kind of high chest shots.
Working nicely at the moment.
Chinese don't look comfortable.
Come here. We play a let because your coach was calling out before the rally was finished, okay? We play a let. 9-8.
What do you feel about that, by the way? Because it's the second time that has happened now.
The coach called out while the shot was still flying, so I'm calling the let for this. Yeah.
Just some clarification sought.
Replay the point. 9-8.
Can I ask, as a player, as a current player, what do you feel about something like that happening? That's just been explained now.
I mean, so much. Sometimes it's just a reflex. It's not. What's the word?
Influencing?
No. Nasty. Not. But the word's not nasty. What's the word?
See, that's going to hurt now because
service over.
The Chinese have won that point.
9-4.
That was replayed. Sorry, you were looking for a word.
I'm still looking for the words.
Malicious.
Malicious. Thank you. Oh no, there was a racket drop.
But malicious or not, it doesn't influence the shuttle.
Exactly. It's the player's choice to listen to that or not. And I suppose it is an outside source. Oh, this is so interesting. There's just a little change of momentum and suddenly the Chinese are up. Like a little incident and it kind of changes everything.
Now, they didn't, to be fair to them, they didn't exhibit too much dissent or disappointment.
We got on with it quite quickly.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's the player's choice whether to listen to it or not, but a little irresponsible from the coach because you know it's not allowed. And that's why I think it's not malicious.
Well, we've had that earlier as well this morning.
11-9 interval.
Wow, I've never seen it replayed a point for it though.
Right. I think that's what Grenier was saying as well.
Yeah, never seen that before.
It's normally a warning after it's happened, just to say don't do it again, right?
Yeah.
Well, whatever it is, Zheng and Zheng have the lead 11-9 here in the second game, having already won the first.
For 2, 20 seconds. For 2, 20 seconds. Thank you. Yeah, change the shuttle. 11-9. Play.
Well, interesting now. I think that's now 3 in a row, 3 points in a row since that let, Kirsty, but sometimes it could be a little moment that could just switch things.
Yeah, you're kind of in a rhythm and in a flow in the zone, and then something comes along just to change that, whether it's a little line call or a let. Yeah. And
I know you guys train yourselves to just draw a line under these things, right, and move on.
Yeah.
Because there's nothing you can do to affect the past.
It's sometimes not even emotional, like I say, sometimes it's just that rhythm and that flow of there's a rally.
It's over.
the rally ends, you pick up the shuttle, you're serving.
Right.
And it's just that, like, rhythm that we're in. But
and then that's then disrupted,
and then
it all goes to,
Exactly.
Yeah,
so it's not I think they emotionally got it over it quite quickly. They didn't argue for too long. They didn't let it boil over and fester. But yeah, just that little break in what's happening.
Four.
4 of the last 5 points.
Service over.
To the Chinese.
30-10.
Since that let. Oh, very long on that one. Too much on that
40-10.
Yeah.
And she knows it.
She very much knows it.
Yeah, I think she just not caught it correctly. She was planning to play a kind of like little brush with it, and she just
which would have probably led to a winner, right?
Yeah, she's caught it with flat strings, and it's just flown.
That's a very useful 4-point lead now for the Chinese pair.
Shots like that with the Japanese on this side, they don't have the control that they would have had in the first set
because of the conditions.
Yeah, so just those punchy ones, and I mean it's so difficult with the Chinese just coming at you and coming at you. You're just surviving for your life, but to try and get some control and try and get that height on it, so difficult.
Now they're struggling. Well, some eyes on him, the Japanese coach, and perhaps a part he may have had to play in this. That's maybe being a little harsh, but knowing the rules.
I've had a coach be behind my court and shout out, and it's not been out. I've left it, and it's been in.
Oh.
So that's not
even
great.
worse.
It's risky. It's risky for the coach to do that.
Right. So best just...
Best to follow the rules.
This is looking a little harder now for Miyaura and Sakuramoto.
I think she was trying to go quite safe on that return, and just hasn't managed to find that back line.
This is a very good run of points for the Chinese pair.
18-10.
It's 6 in a row now. And we go back to when it was 9-all when that happened. Only won 1 point. Japanese pair since then. I don't know whether we necessarily want to read too much into it, but it is interesting that things have kind of gone south for them since then.
Definitely, and I don't know if it's where and how much does psychology factor into this? Is it 70% psychology, 30% physical? Is it, where do the tactics come in? Have those changed? So many elements. You wonder if they had just taken a second. 5-10 extra seconds to regroup, deep breath, sort out what they were going to do, get back on track.
I've often talked about timeouts in badminton, and if they did exist, the coach would probably called one by now.
Yeah.
Just maybe about 2 or 3 points into this run from the Chinese to arrest it and stop their momentum as well.
I think so, yeah. Yeah, you never want to be losing. I mean, three in a row is, you're going to have to change something.
18.
Well, for a pair that have never hit the top 10,
Then you
actually got a pretty good record against the top 10.
Then you come here.
Hold on, go back to that.
You have to be quicker to receive. I don't want to issue card for that, but you have to be quicker. Play.
Little warning there to Zheng Yu. Sounds like it's our last warning, but we are pretty much at the end of this match as we are just 2 points away for Zheng and Zheng.
Service over. 90.
Just to finish off my point, Miyaura and Sakuramoto have won 3 out of 9 against the top 10.
Thank you.
And one of those is against this very pair.
Wait.
They were 55th in the world when they beat Zhang and Zheng last year. They've come on in leaps and bounds since then.
Even then, to go up, what, 30, 35 spaces? In
Yeah. That was in March, so almost about 10 months.
10 months.
Yeah. 40, 19.
That's some good going.
Yeah, absolutely.
Japanese pair, they're definitely not backing down here. They're doing all they can. They're not sitting back and being passive. They are trying to still stay proactive. The Chinese pair are making it very difficult for them. Nice.
There you go. Just to illustrate your point.
Yeah, there you go. That left hand coming into play as well.
90.
Zhang trying to push up that line, which normally would take someone time to turn 180 degrees to get that on their backhand. There's a left hand waiting.
Service over. 20. Match point.
That's a return you would like to get at 19.
Yeah. 5 match points now for Zhang and Zheng. Delicate touch there to win things up. And that's been I think it's been a great game of doubles because it's been nice change of styles and mixing it up and some good rallies as well. Not too many long ones, but enjoyable.
It was punchy, it was aggressive.
Match won by Zhang
I thoroughly enjoyed that.
21, 17,
really good,
21.
Really good tactical
15.
play from both pairs.
So a fine performance here from both pairs, in fact, but it is Zhang Shuxian and Zheng Yu, the 5th seeds from China, that beat the Japanese pair, Reina Miyaura and Ayako Sakuramoto, 21-17, 21-15. They've done it in 41 minutes. It is really packing it in here at the Axiata Arena. I tell you what, if you go outside where we are, you cannot move. There's the Bukit Jalil Football Stadium. It's a massive venue. It can fit almost 100,000 fans. Plenty of fans in here as well, watching this session 2 of the HSBC BWF Malaysia Open 2024. We're into our third match of session 2. It's gone quick so far, and it's women's singles. We look at the brackets here. Those are some of the completed matches